Well, Ungoketunja County, we'll take a look at the four segments about Ungoketunja County, its historicity, and how it's important to the Ambazonian struggle. Ungoketunja County is more than a highland basin nestled in the savanna stretch of the southern Cameroon. It is a living narrative of endurance, identity, and resistance. Now, from its ancient Fondums, echoing with ancestral drums to the rice fields of Bamunka and the rugged resolve of warriors like General Sagon and Major General Onlibro, Ngoketunja stands as a metaphor for Ambazonia itself. Bruised but unbeaten, invaded yet unconquered. Well, this editorial, we're going to explore Ngoketunja's past and present through four lenses: historicity and cultural identity, natural and economic endowment, strategic military significance, and of course, its present-day impact in the Ambazonian struggle. Now we see that Ngoketunja is a spiritual county built on the backs of 13 ancient fondums, each bearing the sacred prefix Ba, which is a remnant of German colonial classification, which meant the people of. But long before colonialism, these were independent cultural civilizations: Bamunka, Babesi, Bambalang, Babungo, and others, each with unique languages, customs, and governing systems rooted in the Fon institution. Every village in Ngoketunja is a sovereign entity guided by a Fon, supported by quarterheads and traditional councils. Now, these aren't merely cultural decorations. They are custodians of indigenous governance, sacred law, land stewardship, and wartime mobilization. Palaces such as the Babungo Royal Court and Museum are historical vaults, preserving weapons, artifacts, and oral histories of resistance dating back to colonial incursions. The Ngumba, Nwose, and various sacred societies remain instruments of justice, initiation, and decision-making. They regulate social behavior and spiritual allegiance in ways that predate and outperform any colonial or post-colonial administrative system. This cultural governance has kept Ngoketunja County intact despite the chaos imposed by external regimes. Ngoketunja is not only the gateway to the Ring Road, it is a gateway to Ambazonian self-reliance. Stretching across plains and highlands, the county boasts fertile soil and a unique microclimate that supports a range of food productions: rice from Bamunka, cassava from Babawan, groundnuts from Bambalang, and a range of vegetables and tubers that feed not just in Ngoketunja County, but neighboring counties as well. Its agricultural ecosystem is anchored by the Upper Non-Valley Development Authority and only state agro-development corporation in the entire grass fields of southern Cameroon, even though it is still unfortunately managed under the colonial administration in Yaoundé. Beyond food, we see the county is an artisanal marvel. Bamesing's Press Pot Handicraft Center is a beacon of indigenous industry, showcasing the complete cycle of clay extraction, molding, and traditional firing. Babungo and Bamesing artisans continue to produce wood and ironwork using traditional methods handed down over centuries. Now, these are not merely souvenirs. They are symbols of a self-sustaining people. And touristically, Lake Bambalang, the Ngoketunja Mountain, and the festivals of Bamunka and Babesi draw cultural pilgrims from far and near. Visitors don't just see, they experience Ambazonian soul through storytelling, masquerade, traditional beer sharing, and sacred ceremonies. Ngoketunja in the fire and front lines of liberation. We see that the county Ngoketunja is not just a cultural powerhouse, it is a military corridor, a natural fortress that links Mezam, Bui, and Boyo counties. Its elevation, mountainous ring roads, and central plains make it both a tactical staging ground and a refuge for resistance fighters. The rise of the Amazonian State Army in Ngoketunja County has redefined the county's identity, not just as a home of tradition, but as a heart of rebellion. The memories of late General Sagon still command reverence. He was more than a military tactician. He was a community builder who trained a moral raiser and strategic genius who trained dozens of fighters and held the line against Cameroon's genocidal army. His death elevated him to martyrdom, and his legacy now fuels the doctrine of self-defense across Ambazonia. Now, commanders like Major General Only Bro have picked up the torch. His unrelenting crackdown on collaborators and fake liberators, such as the so-called Unity Warriors, has resorted and restored the moral clarity of the war efforts in Ngoketunja County. The betrayal that led to No PT's tragic fall serves as a bloody reminder that unity without truth is an invitation to sabotage. Well, despite being outgunned, Ngoketunja's Ambazonian State Army continued to fight with resourcefulness, hiding in mountains, maneuvering through ring roads, and leveraging their ancestral knowledge of terrain. The fight in Ngoketunja is not only about bullets, it is about belief, the belief that Ambazonia will rise and its mountain peoples will not be left behind. Well, no liberation war can succeed without the cultural, the psychological, and social strength of its people. And in Ngoketunja County, we see resistance is not just military. It is festive, spiritual, and everyday reality. Even in the face of war, the annual festivals of Bamunka, Bamising, Babungo, and Babawan continue to thrive as rituals of resilience. These aren't just dances. They are ancestral roll calls where the spirits of the land are summoned to be a witness to the struggle. The Paseka Festival in Babawan and cultural weeks across other villages have remained platforms to celebrate heritage, educate youth, and renew collective commitments to the cause. The festivals feature masquerades, jujus, fire and snake dances, and processions that invoke the sacred guardians of the land. They are public affirmations that culture cannot be colonized. Even village markets with their 8-day cycles serve as microcosms of community resistance, where palm wine replaces imported beer and traditional meals like achu, water fufu, and grilled meat become acts of cultural pride. Though the war has slowed development, the spiritual cultural ecosystem of Ngoketunja County is not broken. If anything, it is now more politically conscious, more aware that freedom means not only the absence of oppression, but the full expression of ancestral pride. Ngoketunja County is Ambazonia in microcosm, a blend of historical depth, cultural vibrance, geographical might, and revolutionary fire. From the farms of Bamunka to the ancestral palaces of Babungo, from the rise of General Sagon to the fire dances of Bamising, the county tells a story that no bullet can erase. This is not just a county, it is a cathedral of memory, a battlefield of hope, and a cultural summit where the vision of free Ambazonia is not a distant dream, but a felt reality. Ngoketunja County is rising, and with her, Ambazonia shall stand tall, unbent, unbroken, and undivided.